Well, having read many of your comments, I know lots of you planning, as it stands, to vote for Reform UK at the next general election. Of course, the challenge for Reform is to establish themselves as the third party, as the main challenger to the likes of the Conservatives. We did see a recent by-election poll that did actually have them in third place on 8% in one of those upcoming by-elections. Of course, coming third in a poll for a by-election and actually securing a decent result are two separate things. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there in that by-election. But what we can say now is that the party is establishing itself more and more as the third party, as the third most popular party in a whole bunch of polls. And we've just seen another one released by Redfield and Wilton, another poll of voters in the Redwall constituencies, showing there Labour with a massive lead again there on 52%. You've got the Conservatives, meanwhile, on 27%, but also a Reform there on 9%, ahead of the Lib Dems. Interesting to note as well in terms of Rishi Sunak personally, his approval rating in the Redwall currently standing at -22, which is his second lowest rating in the Redwall since he became Prime Minister. Now, Reform UK party leader Richard Tice, of course, pledging that he won't stand down Reform candidates and the party will stand everywhere in England, Scotland and Wales at the next general election. Here's a recent message from the Reform leader, Richard Tice. Watch this and let me know if you agree with what Tice has to say here and if indeed you are currently intending to vote Reform.
There we are, another week, another great Tory Brexit betrayal. So we've had former Chancellor Philip Hammond, current Chancellor Jeremy Hunt, and now George Eustice saying the way to control inflation is to have yet more immigration. But we've got record population in this country. We've got 5 million of our own British workers on out-of-work benefits. Why would you abandon them? The Tories have completely failed to take advantage of Brexit. They haven't cut taxes, they haven't cut regulations, they've allowed immigration to soar to record levels last year, 1.2 million people coming into the UK. But these senior Tories now, they want actually to reduce the wages of ordinary British families, British workers. They want to depress British wages in order to control inflation. How about actually cutting wasteful government spending, of which there's tens of billions, so that you can then cut consumer taxes, you can cut daft regulations. That's how you create growth, it's how you reduce inflation. But the Tories are out of ideas, so they want to drag us ever closer to the EU, not only with more immigration, but you've got people like Tobias Ellwood, chair of the Defence Select Committee, an influential Tory MP. He wants us to rejoin the single market. So the Tories want to drag us back to the EU. Sir Keir Starmer and the Labour Party want to drag us back ever closer to the EU, or indeed back into the EU. Only Reform UK, formerly the Brexit Party, will do Brexit properly and take control of our money, our laws and our borders. The only net zero we want in this country is net zero immigration.